361, any UDFAs that have a chance to be good players?
What is that?
Undrafted
free agent. Cranberry juice and get rid of that.
Yeah. You're always going to get. I just always keep an eye on positions where it's. There was a Vasher kid that they signed that I did not even get to see him. They signed him as a free agent as a wide receiver, and I never saw him one time get any work at minicamp or the OTAs. Yeah, it's TJ Vasher is his name, and I know some people have some familiarity with him. Brennan Eagles is another one, an undrafted guy, a wide receiver. There's always one of those guys, just that all of a sudden has great practices, is healthy. These wide receivers, they run so much that they get banged up in practice, and they have sore hamstrings, and they don't practice. And then the kids that kind of fight through it are able to maybe either make the team as the final guy or get on a practice squad. But keep an eye on TJ Vasher. Keep an eye on Brennan Eagles as well. 2 wide receivers that the Cowboys signed.
Multiple questions on Cox playing safety again. We talked about Jabril Cox at safety yesterday. Brian's not a believer.
I'm not. I would just, if they're going to do that, go ahead and put Jordan Lewis over there. I think with Cox, much better forward player, much better player underneath. Those are the kinds of coverages and stuff. As a safety, especially the way that Quinn plays, you're going to have to play with range. And if they get you in that situation, you have to be able to turn and to go. And I think with Jabril, it's more forward, lateral, and then downhill as a player and as a cover guy as well. So I would kind of say that would just limit to what he could do as a safety in this thing. Again, if you want to move a guy, maybe Jordan Lewis could be a free safety for you.
817 is Tolo David from Lake Fork, and he wants to know who's going to be the starting linebackers.
I think initially it's going to be Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith. And we'll see what happens with Micah Parsons. I'm sure there's going to be some nickel packages and things like that, but these coaches tend to go with what they know. And if Vander Esch can survive and be healthy enough, we know Jalen Smith will line up and play. I have a feeling opening day, those will be your 2 guys.
Week 18, who's it going to be?
I think then you'll probably Leighton Vander Esch will probably not be in the lineup anymore.
Yeah.
And
Micah and Jalen.
Michael and Jalen, yeah.
I want it to be Micah and Vander Esch starting the season. I think you go with what you know, but after a couple of weeks of watching practice, hopefully these coaches can get it figured out.
Who is the most distrust, if that's a word? Who do you lack the most
confidence in?
Yeah, would it be KP or Jalen Smith? That should have been one of the Sports Mix questions today.
I would say Jalen, only because I know he's physically limited. And Porzingis,
Porzingis is physically limited.
Well, I was going to say they load management.
Jalen's got an excuse.
KP's load management so much that we don't know his abilities.
Yeah,
I mean they load manage him against his wishes half the time.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen can make that many winning plays. I think shooting the 3 and at least protecting the rim at an average level for a big man, which Porzingis is still able to do. Yeah, I trust Smith's ability to help less. I don't know how they could watch him on film struggle to change directions or make reads or whatever his problems are. But there's massive issues with him trying to.
We could very well get into week 3 of this season, the Eagles game, and then be like you'll see the change where Parsons plays more.
Yeah. The one thing about KP and Jalen real quick, because that's a great question. I look at KP, if it wasn't for the 2020 season, the season where they went into the bubble and he looked great. Yeah. If that never existed, I would say, okay, there's no upside. But to me, there's upside when the new coaching staff, maybe they unlock something because Rick didn't want to use him this past year.
Sure.
At the same time, Jalen, I don't see upside. How can we get the most out of his limited ability?